And let's go straight back to the lines. Let's go and speak to Francis, who's a Gooner. Francis.
Hi, Cundy, Jermaine.
You're
Hello,
right,
mate.
You sound quite calm, Francis. I was expecting...
Yeah, the adrenaline has kind of left my body now at this point. It's
escaped.
It's kind of.
Where did you watch it?
Watched it at home. Unfortunately, I couldn't get any tickets tonight, but no. Where do I start? Look, guys, I'm a first-time caller, but most.
Francis.
Yeah, I know. I couldn't believe I got on, but appreciate it. Most of my friends, deem me as a, pessimistic Arsenal fan, always criticizing, the approach from the manager. And, we've gone like 5 seasons without winning a trophy. But honestly, even the most pessimistic Arsenal fan has to give credit where credit's due, boys.
Yep.
Arteta was perfect, from the manager to the coaching to the players to the keeper up and all the way to Marino. Fantastic. I do have a few points that none of the previous callers had mentioned. The first one is I feel like Real Madrid didn't respect us. They didn't respect us. When you saw the way they were setting up defensively, they left David Alaba, that he's just literally come back from a long-term injury. They left him one-on-one with Bukayo Saka.
They did that. It was very odd, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Like, how many Premier League sides do that on a weekly basis? You can barely, count, 1 or 2, right? So that was one thing I noticed on both sides, and generally just the intensity from Real Madrid was quite poor. Another point, boys, that I wanted to mention was, I know the neutrals might question our integrity in terms of the Premier League title race, but surely we have an excuse now to just play a second string, bring in more boys from Hell End, just play a bunch of youth players.
What do you mean? Do you mean that the integrity of the Premier League? But basically,
he means admit that the Prem's over and put in the second string so that
he did something similar at Everton at the weekend.
But he's on about even more.
Even more players now.
Yeah.
Well, that's...
boys. Yeah, boys, surely even more. Like, we can't afford to play Declan Rice. Look, Declan Rice played over the weekend. Even Jurriën Timber came on in the second half, which was ludicrous to me. None of those boys can play. Thomas Partey. Look, we have some good players at Hell End. Just play them.
I think you rest Saka, you rest Rice, you put Timber on the bench, you bring in Ben White to start.
Yep.
You maybe start Kvyat.
You've got to play someone.
Yeah, you Sterling, Jorginho.
Yeah,
Trossard. You play these boys. All these boys have got to play against Brentford on the weekend.
Yeah. But like even Saliba, can we afford Saliba to play? Say if he goes down, come on, that's like unforgivable, surely.
Well,
boys.
Yes, I do hear you, but there's also the fact that you need to put out a team, and you can't just fill it with. Well, maybe good. I don't have a problem with it. If Arsenal put out a youth team against Brentford at the weekend, I think Arteta's earned the right to do that. And then we'll talk about the integrity of the Premier League. I wouldn't worry too much about that.
Integrity. If you've more or less lost it, there's no point chasing something that you can't get.
Nope, I wouldn't have a problem.
I know it's not mathematically over, but it is over.
Yep. Francis, make sure you call us again.
Yeah, definitely.
Give us a ring next Wednesday.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. I'll be back.
Enjoy.
Cheers,
there you go, Francis, first-time caller. Phoned up. First time he phones up, Arsenal win 3-0 in the Champions League quarter-final.
Not a bad debut.
Not a bad debut, mate.
Yeah, well done,
I have to say, though, some of the performances from the Arsenal tonight, it felt, Real Madrid were poor, but they were so much better than Real Madrid. All over the pitch, quicker, stronger, faster. There was an energy, a sharpness, there was a tempo about Arsenal's game. Real Madrid, he makes the point about they might have disrespected him. I know what he means by that. I do know what he means, because he's right. The Alaba on that left-hand side, Saka had the beating of him pretty much every single time. And the system they played, Bellingham's the one that's got to go drop.
I don't think they did, because Bellingham came out and said that against their last resort against Valencia, they came
late on in that game.
He said, if we want to win this tie or go through, we need to play 10 times better than what we've been playing against Arsenal. So they already knew how good Arsenal were. But they're just in a bad place at the minute, Real Madrid. They've had 3 or 4 bad results. Yeah. They're now slipping further back to Barcelona. on penalties with Atletico Madrid.
Yep.
They're not the Liverpool beat them at home comfortably 2-0 in the group stages. So they're not the Real Madrid
but
that
Arsenal
we want.
Arsenal put them to swords.
Oh, 100%.
This is not just a poor or a very indifferent Real Madrid, and Arsenal just scraped by. It was 3. Had it been 4 or 5, I don't think you could have complained too much if you're a Real Madrid fan.
No,
because some of the balls, especially Saka first half, put 2 brilliant balls across the face. They go second half though, they up the levels. 03717 2233 44. Let's go and speak to Eddie, who's a Gooner. All right, Ed.
How you doing, man? First time caller, man. I'm
Another
excited.
first time caller.
The
Where have you Gooners been?
coming out all from under that rock.
Yeah, where have you been in the Champions League?
You know what? Yeah, like I'm an active Arsenal fan, but usually I'm just too nervous to call in, man. I'm not the type of guy. I'm not a boisterous type of fellow. You know what I mean? But
Right. So
can't lie.
we'll be kind. We'll be gentle with you. All right, Ed.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, my brother.
All right, go on, Ed. What do you want to say?
Can't lie to you, yeah. I'm absolutely in shock because I literally made bets with my friends, yeah, thinking that we was gonna draw. I literally thought it was gonna be a draw. It was gonna be a 0-0 draw because I knew Real Madrid are gonna try, just like be compact and try and not let us break into like their defense. To be fair, which is why they even played 4-4-2 in the first place.
Yeah.
So to be fair, I actually thought even at half time it was going to be a 0-0 draw because, like I said, we ain't got no number 9, to be fair. So I didn't think we'll have, like, the cutting edge to, like, finish the chances off. But well played, Declan Rice. All you guys, yeah, I've been hearing for the whole season, all you guys saying that Declan Rice ain't worth the money. Declan Rice
When
can't
you
play
say
in
all
the
you
half-time.
guys, who's been doing that? When you say all those guys,
I've never once said that.
who said that?
Listen. I've heard of a few of you guys. I'm not going to say names, but
No,
you
say
guys,
names.
You are.
Say names.
Under the bus, fries under the bus.
Yeah. Who's what you talking
Hawara?
about? Talk sport presenters.
Yeah,
say names.
Well, the one that usually does the show with Darren Bent, I forgot his name.
Goldstein.
Goldstein.
Goldstein won't be happy if you forgot his name.
Yeah, he's not really memorable, is he?
Oh, shots fired. Pew, pew. So it's a go. Look, it's a lot of money, and I don't know how anyone, it's difficult to live up to £100 million price tag, but
moments like this justifies that price tag. He's been instrumental.
Good.
He's been very
good.
He's been a very important player for Arsenal.
Yeah.
And
Do you know what it is? Yeah, it's because like he came in as a defensive midfielder. Like before he even kicked the ball at Arsenal, like he's a defensive midfielder, so we knew he was going to be good at defensive transition. But Arteta has kind of like revitalized his position.
He's essentially that attacking. He can go and join. Doesn't get enough goals. I think if there is a criticism in that role, I think he's got to get more goals. But tonight, he showed he is capable of getting goals like that.
Yeah, listen, you guys should have known from the dead balls he was putting in from corners that he can do free kicks like that. To be fair, if you're good at corners, yeah, even if it's an indirect free kick, like you should be mindful when Declan Rice takes a free kick because trust me.
And that was the first time he scored, though, Ed.
No, I know that. But for me, from dead ball situations, you have to respect Rice. I'm sorry, you have to respect Rice.
Do you know what it is? I think every team he's been at, there's been absolute better dead ball players.
Is it Payet?
If you got Payet, then when he's at West Ham, then you got Ward-Prowse, who
Ward-Prowse,
he's unbelievable at separate. You got Paquetá. So it's difficult, but he is good at set pieces, and he has got it in the locker, and he showcased that today. And don't be surprised now if you see that Declan is now your free kick taker.
Yeah, listen, right now, Declan, we owe West Ham another 100 mil. So I'm looking at it right now. Don't get me wrong, I'm not a delusional Arsenal fan. I'm actually a realist. Yeah. I don't believe we'll win the Champions League with Moreno playing up front, even though he's been doing well as an emergency striker. So I got to commend him, but I still think Bayern and Barcelona, like those are the two favourites in the competition right now.
So getting beat 2-1. They've got work to do.
You think Bayern and Barca over? I think PSG are the best team in this tournament at the moment.
Yes, I agree. Well, they're the best time I've seen.
What I've seen.
I agree, but if you actually like really deep it, that PSG don't actually play with a number 9 either. Like they usually play Dembele on one side, Cavascalia. Is that his name? Cavascalia? Yeah, on the left wing. And then they'll probably play Bacaro up front. Like, they literally play three ringers up front. Do you know what I'm saying? So they are a great team, don't get me wrong. But they even have this stigma of like bottling big trophies, especially when it comes to Champions League.
I know, but I guess in the past that's totally correct. We had the Neymars, the Messi, but right now this young French homegrown kind of team, they're just on a different trajectory. They look like they're not bottling anything now, and I think they're in a better place.
Ed, you've got to dare to dream, though. I mean, after tonight's performance,
I hope we face them and prove you wrong, because I actually think Bayern Munich and Barcelona are better than them, just because Bayern Munich, like Lewandowski, still putting up trees at his age. Lamine Yamal and Rafinha are like playing at Ballon d'Or level, especially Rafinha himself.
Bayern Munich just lost at home 2-1. You know that.
But you can't count them out, because even was it not last season when we faced Bayern Munich, like we did well against them in the first leg, but they turned us over in the second at their ground. So
yeah, I know, but they're not going back to their ground. They're going back to the San Siro.
Yeah, that's
the hard part. You know,
Eddie, dare to dream, Ed.
Dare to dream.
Come on, Ed. I want you to say it. We're going to win the Champions League. Say it.
Nah, I'm a realist, man. We're not. I'm a realist, man. I'm a realist.
Eddie, come on, mate. Just say it. Dare to dream.
You can dream, Ed. You're
Ed.
allowed to dream. We've all got dreams as kids.
Come on, Ed.
With Moreno up front, I'm sorry.
Yeah, just dream. Just put Moreno.
You know what? Yeah, just for the show,
Go on.
this is the first time baller.
Go on.
We're gonna win the Champions League.
You lot. Ed, appreciate the call.
Cheers, mate.
Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Top man. They're scared to believe in their Gooners, aren't they?
Scared.
They can't quite believe what they're seeing. Blue. If you talk about the Champions League, there's one team you think of, it's Real Madrid, right? 15 times they won it. Blew them out the water. Yeah. Sensational second half performance. Can they dare to dream? Are they going to allow themselves to think that massive trophy could be in North London?
They dream to get to the semis.
Just wonder how Spurs fan. I know how I feel right now. Yeah. Can't be having the Gooners winning.
Can't
be having the Gooners. No.
There's some big TVs being broken today.
That would be terrible. The office is full of Gooners.
Samsons
my producer's a Gooner. One of my best mates is a Gooner.
The Sports Bar with Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy. Monday to Thursday nights from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.